episode 134 of Top Rope Rally. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm Justin Kyle.
Well, let's get started with some breaking.
Pretty breaking.
It is breaking. A lot of breaking news.
Lots of breaking news this week. Yes, unfortunately.
It's official.
It is official now. Still under contract till August, but we do know he is gone. And that is Mr. M.R. Mauro Ranallo, however you say his last name. It's horrible. From what I was reading at one point, they were talking about how when he got hired because of his different style, that he was more of a Jim Ross style. And then I read that after a while, Vince said changed his mind. He wanted him more like Michael Cole. But, you know,
yes.
then I'm reading that they feel that Mauro never was told that, or he would have changed. He would have complied with them. You know, I mean, I thought if they ever do another Cruiserweight Classic, it's not going to be the same, because I thought his commentary for that was great.
Yeah.
I thought, you know, if it was a JBL situation, then put him down at NXT commentary with Percy and Nigel. Mm-hmm. Especially him and Nigel, I thought would be great together.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, it's stupid, you know. Finally someone that has a different sound to him. The only thing I didn't like about it is the Mamma Mia all the time.
But it's something different, and yeah, that's what all they are. The vintage.
The vintage and the slobberknocker.
So you've got to have your little catchphrase.
You know, they all have their catchphrases.
But I can see Vince being in the ear, not liking it. Do it this way, and tell a story. I've read that too. Don't call it like a wrestling match. Call it, tell a story, you know.
Right.
Let's spend more time telling about other wrestlers during a match. So that's always good, you know. But I hate it, and remember like you said on the Cruiserweight, when they do the other classic tournaments, maybe Gerald will be the one now sitting in. Since he's got a small schedule, you know. So.
Yes, he does.
Speaking of Cruiserweights.
Another person parting ways.
Yes, and, you know.
It's not shocking.
It's not shocking.
Now, I'd be upset if it was a guy like Grand Metalik or Lindsay Dorado, who I thought
was going to be somebody.
Yes. I thought one of them two was going to be the ones, because they haven't used them right.
No, and they haven't been there for a while.
You know, they use them on, like, what do you call it, main event and stuff like that, but it's like, they need to be on 205 Live. If you notice, it's the same people on 205 Live every week.
Oh, yeah.
And I understand there's storylines. Some of them, you know, I do agree with JBL on the storyline fact. They need to do less talking on 205 Live. It needs to be more like the Cruiserweight Classic where it's wrestling. So he has stated that, and I do agree with him on that. And you have an indie cat coming after you now. All right. Okay. So anyway, indie cat wants to be part of the action, ladies and gentlemen.
Not always.
Yes, but the person who is leaving is a former multi-time Cruiserweight champion. Mm-hmm. And that is 47-year-old Tajiri.
That probably has a lot to do with it.
But here's the thing, though. You hired him knowing his age. Okay, if you wanted just the experience factor of saying, just like with the Brian Kendrick thing, doing the Cruiserweight Classic, can they redeem themselves? Can they come back after all these years at their age and still make a difference in the company? The Cruiserweight Classic was perfect for that.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they had to hire him.
No.
He
even, okay, then we got hurt.
According to the Twitter, which was roughly translated, because it's all Japanese.
Yeah, but
apparently, according to the translation, was that the knee injury was not that bad, but they're afraid to put him back in the ring because of his age. You know, but they said he did do some guest coaching on the performances, so you never know. Maybe later on they'll hire him for that.
Yeah, because that's a lot. 47 is. It's pretty old.
Yeah, I mean, because even, I don't know if you watched it, but one of my favorite interviewers, I can't remember his last name, but anyway, he interviewed Christopher Daniels and asked him if he ever thought WWE would hire him. And he's like, why would they need a 45-year-old rookie? Because in their eyes, if you've never been in the WWE, you're a rookie.
Yeah, that is true.
You know?
Yep.
And so, what's the point in having Christopher Daniels at his age? And that's true. You know, I think that his legacy will go down as someone that elevated things like TNA and Ring of Honor. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just like if somebody came in and had a 3-year contract with NXT and never went to the main roster. Completely fine with it. Yeah. As long as they were used correctly and they elevated that product I'd be completely fine with it.
And I could see, later on Daniels coming in as a trainer, coach.
Later on, when he gets done wrestling.
A backstage guy.
I mean, look at Adam Pearce. Never wrestled for WWE except for a jobber person. And now he's an agent backstage. Yeah. And Sarah Del Rey, there's another one. She never wrestled for the company, and now she's assistant head coach for the Performance Center. So you don't have to work for the company in order to become a trainer. So when he gets done wrestling, he may become that.
That is true, and it would work out fine.
And apparently it pays pretty good. So.
Yeah, because you're like, I go wrestling, I'll just be a...
I mean, you're there 7 days a week, so...
That's true. Let's talk about Ring of Honor now.
Yeah, this is interesting.
It is. That there was no signs it was pointing that way or nothing.
They said there was a press release about it.
And then bim bam boom, there he is. We're talking about Ken Anderson.
Yes.
Is now going to be, could he already be in Ring of Honor. So
interesting. I mean, the people that are moving around these companies, I know there's... If I say it, there's spoilers, but nobody watches it anyway. Yes. But, for Ring of Honor no longer to have Matt Seidel and TNA gets them, but then Ring of Honor gets Ken Anderson. Ken Anderson really, to me, doesn't fit the bill for Ring of Honor.
No.
But, it's different. So, Ring of Honor, to me, is in a shifting. They're having to shift things around. They're losing a lot of people to either TNA or WWE, and there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
It opens up a lot of opportunities, and if you're going to be in Ring of Honor, companies are looking at you.
Oh, yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see ever Ken Anderson coming up to WWE again, so might as well, get the money while you can get it,
That's right. I don't expect him either. And
has he already wrestled for him, or are they just saying he's coming?
He's debuting at one of their little shows.
Gotcha.
But hey, go in there, make a few bucks.
Oh, absolutely.
Challenge for a championship, but probably won't win it. And then fade off in the sunset in a couple of years, whatever you sign, So.
And before we get to the rest of it, I will have to say this about Impact Wrestling, because it's no longer TNA.
No.
Make Impact great again. So, by the way, I saw a picture with one of the wrestlers posing with the guy that handles the owl. There's an actual owl at the tapings. Why? So anyway, it's awful.
And
he's sitting there with his arm, with the owl on his arm. I'm like, y'all gotta stop that.
Yeah,
you don't need a mascot like the bald eagle for America. We have an owl. It's freaking weird. But I will say this though, I think they're pulling out all the stops.
Nothing about having a real owl there. That makes it.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it. It was at the Impact Zone. I'm like, why? But I will say this: I think they're pulling out all the stops, and apparently the Fight Network has some freaking money. But to me, that's sad though that you lose people like a Mike Bennett, who I know we haven't said it on here, but supposedly is in talks to come to WWE or NXT, one of the two. SmackDown Live? Going straight to SmackDown Live instead of NXT? Because I saw it was either SmackDown Live or NXT.
And I think they said he's either they're close to signing a deal or they've already signed a deal.
And they're just
it'll probably be after the Backlash pay-per-view when they debut.
Which is interesting, but you lose them, you lose Drew McIntyre, you lose the Hardys, and look where they all went. So it's like you couldn't. Why not hold on to them if you got this money to sign all these other people? You got people from the Crash company in Mexico. You got people now coming in from AAA in Mexico. You have a working relationship with Pro Wrestling Noah. They're basically taking the philosophy of Global Force Wrestling because now they're merging together. Yeah. But they're taking that philosophy and they're joining up with other promotions, which is good for them. And they're talking about this summer having touring dates, which works as long as you don't do big arenas.
Yes.
If they do armories all day long, they'll fill it up.
Don't try to be over your head.
Community centers and armories that can hold about 500 people. And you don't have to have all your big names. You don't need Alberto El Patron there. You don't have to have EC3 there. You don't have to have Moose there. Use your lower level people. Main event with your X division. Have your tag division there. Have your women there.
Yep.
You don't have to have your main event stars at the, just if you want to do a main event, just have 2 main event guys there. But I wouldn't do it right off the bat.
No.
Just see how they go. But if you go to an armory or a community center or something like that, a rec center that holds about 500 people, that's a good start. If you can sell out the 500, then do that for about 6 months to a year, and then see about expanding. Don't jump so fast.
Yeah, don't jump to a huge arena and go, all right, and then you have...
Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the Rosemont Horizon! Which I don't think is right.
People are beating down the door to get in.
And there's like 20 rows, that's it. I mean, I just say start small, because clearly you saw what happened with the company earlier on in the years. They wanted to go big or go home, and they went home. So
they do the baseball parks. That's what Jim did before. Maybe,
right.
maybe he'll do them again. I mean, that'll be the small baseball parks. We're pretty good.
Got one in our hometown.
We do.
Yeah. So
it's now owned by boxing.
A boxing company owns ours.
He's a
boxing promoter.
Yes.
Now owns the baseball field.
That's the woman who owned it sold it to him.
Yeah. That's weird. But anyway, but I think TNA is doing things right. They've got some good talent coming in. As long as they use them correctly, I'm fine with it. But this new regime, I'm giving them a chance.
Well,
get your Roku's and go to Pluto TV. I was watching it today. It was pretty decent. I'm not saying it's great, but I mean, I'm trying to give it a chance.
Plus, if they get some money from WWE for the gimmick,
yeah,
the broken gimmick,
absolutely.
that should help. Or whatever they want to do, but that's still
up in the air. Yeah, they're trying to work out a deal with them. So maybe they'll get a licensing deal or something with them. Well, here you can have it. Give us about $10,000. You can keep it.
Now, some not so good news.
No.
Just got out of the blocks. Looking like they have big things, and we get a broken jaw and be done.
Did you see the picture? He's sitting there doing shoulder shrugs, and he's got the wire. It looked like from a distance like braces almost. Yeah. Because I've always wondered how they wire your mouth shut. Is it like, can you eat? Is it wiring everything shut? Like it's weird.
Usually probably be through a straw.
Ooh. Yeah. But yeah, he was doing shoulder shrugs and still doing all that. And then another tag team that's out, but not WWE, an Impact Wrestling tag team just came in. They were the Global Force tag team champions, Rhyno Scum.
Yeah.
The bald-headed guy from that group, he got messed up. He's having surgery, so they had to vacate the Global Force tag team titles, which makes no sense if you're going to combine them together anyway. Just forget about them.
Yeah.
But now they're going to do a tournament to determine new Global Force champions just to combine them together. I guarantee it's Slammiversary. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, and probably LAX will, since already.
Why put them on the tournament for the Global Force titles? They're already the Impact champions.
Well, they're trying to make it similar. They're just the same. That's why somebody has won the title, the big title.
I don't know. It's weird.
It is weird.
And I hope they don't sit there and, we combine together, we got to make new belts. No, just leave it alone.
And don't spend money.
Don't spend more money. But then, of course, in some sad news.
No, it was Dash Wilder.
Dash Wilder, yeah. I thought you said his name. Dash Wilder did get injured in the broken jaw. Oh, my word.
Okay.
Sands of the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Yes.
Yes. And speaking of a life, unfortunately, we lost one.
Yeah, very young.
Yes, very young. At the age of 47, former WWE star Rosey, real name Matt Anoa'i, has passed away just out of nowhere. I mean, he had been in the hospital because of an infection in his leg, but he was out from that. He was done with that. They cleared all that up. And from what I'm understanding, it looks like it was a heart attack.
Okay. Because I've seen nothing else about it. I wasn't sure if they.
That's from what I understand. They just had the funeral this weekend in Pensacola, and of course, you had people like Sean Maluda, who was in the his uncle's Alpha, but he was in the Cruiserweight Classic. He was there.
Yes.
The Usos were there. Lance Anoa'i, which is Samu's son, he was there. Rikishi was there. Samu was also there, of course. I mean, the whole family was there.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a couple of pictures, all of them around the casket and everything. So, they all came together. They all, because Rikishi's all the way in California. So, I mean,
right.
At least it showed unity. They all came together for the mourning of the situation. But, it's just one of those things. I mean, it's sad.
It is sad. It's
very
shocking news.
And, of course, Roman Reigns, he was there, too.
Yeah.
Let's
just hope this doesn't start another trend of 3 or 4 in a row
right.
here.
Well, I mean, and he was already off television anyway. So it just, it was able to keep going. Which somebody was posting on the internet. They were like, well, that makes sense. Well, they gave him time off of television. Yeah, that happened a week ahead of time.
Yeah.
The destruction of him with the ambulance, which is leading to an ambulance match anyway. That's what I feel.
I think you'll be right.
All that was done a week before this man passed away. So unless they can predict the future, we're going to let you off for him passing away a week ahead of time. But they went ahead and just let him off again. Anyway, so...
Well, that's the storyline. As much of the beating you took, you hate to be off because of this. You'd rather be off for the storyline.
Even though you could tell he gets out of the ambulance as it's being turned on. I don't know if you saw it or not, but there's a shadow of feet hitting the ground because you can tell the lighting. From the lighting and everything, you can see it's just plain ground, and then all of a sudden, Shadow drops their feet down and then moves that way.
Yeah.
So, and then of course, there's all these people sitting there talking about, is it even humanly possible to turn over an ambulance? And they're like, it's not humanly possible that he did that. I'm like, if you paid attention though, as it flipped over, there was little lifts on the ground, little bitty tiny thing. It wasn't very big, but you could see them on the other side of the thing. There was little lifts underneath the tires. Of course, duh.
Yes, you just pay attention to your surroundings.
Because they only showed you what they wanted you to see on camera. There was probably, there may have been other people that you couldn't see that was making sure it flipped over. I mean, you never know.
Yeah,
but they had the thing jacked up.
If you watch the camera, they have a glitch when he throws him off the dock.
It's because it's a pre-taped thing.
Yeah, it looks like a dummy on that thing. And plus, I think the way the
you see how light it was when he threw it.
When the stretcher lands, it lands a different way than when they cut you down there. He's in a different position.
Which they should have kind of looked at the way it landed and be like, let's recreate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a glitch in the camera, because of the fact that they pre-taped his landing and all that. So they had him throw a dummy off of the thing off the side. I mean,
yeah.
So, anywho.
And the Superstar Shake-Up, which is done. No draft, just a shake-up.
Yeah, apparently
we're shaking things.
Apparently, if you read this, Vince doesn't like the word draft anymore. Did you read that?
No, I didn't.
I read that today. Apparently, Vince doesn't like the word draft, so we're going to have a Superstar Shake-Up from now on.
I mean, anyway, we got Owens going to SmackDown, and Ambrose coming to Raw.
He just got married to Renee Young, and they split him up.
Yeah, very funny, isn't it?
They're trying to say that there was punishment because supposedly Dean was drunk at the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, if you notice, his character acts that way anyway.
Did you see Talk of Smack the week that happened? Because Kevin Owens was going to bring it up.
He was going to bring up the wedding thing. He's like, congratulations. And Shane's like, I don't think we're talking about that.
Yeah, no.
He's like, well, I'm talking about it right now. Well, congratulations anyway. And then they moved on.
Yes.
He's probably thinking, oh, crap. Oh, crap.
New Days, when Kofi gets healed, they'll show up. And we get Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was kind of a shark going to Raw.
But do you feel like that's who we got that for, though?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm just way up and down, so... Rusev and Lana, so when Rusev gets back, Lana's going to be by herself.
Yeah, they're not going to be together.
Which is still weird.
It is
for now,
weird.
But it'll turn up, they'll be back together. Ms. Maryse, I think that's a good fit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
For the man-woman combination there. And then, of course, for Raw, SmackDown got Charlotte and Tamina, which was quite funny. They teased second generation, and she has it in her blood, and all this kind of stuff.
Father's in the Hall of Fame.
Father's in the Hall of Fame, which he wasn't. They took him out, put him back in.
Yeah.
But
I thought Tamina was already on SmackDown already, so.
See, I didn't know where they could, because all the injured people, they didn't put them in the original drafts. Like, all the people that were injured, because Emma wasn't in it either. No. So I didn't know where Tamina was considered to be at, but we got Tamina and Charlotte for SmackDown. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James went to Raw. I thought that was perfect.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss, who's the new number one contender.
Yes, she won it in her hometown. Apparently, they no longer humiliate you in your hometown.
Good old JR.
That's true. But I don't think Alexa Bliss is going to win the belt. But,
but it's a better matchup.
Who is the Raw? Oh, Bayley.
Bayley,
yeah.
yes.
That's a good match.
It is. We also have Sami Zayn on one side and Apollo Crews going to Raw.
Yeah, they announced Apollo Crews before the show even started.
Yeah. That
was weird.
I mean, Cruz.
He hasn't done anything on SmackDown.
No. And I don't know
He had
if
he had an Intercontinental title match, I think. One. And then he was done.
A lot of people are talking about should he turn heel. Maybe he will turn heel. They're smiling heel, you know.
Titus O'Neil's trying to get him part of the brand.
Which ended up being a feud for him, which, okay. I don't know.
It's weird stuff. And then, of course, the Shining Stars.
The Colognes.
Yeah, they changed it all of a sudden. They're done. They're not going to give you a pamphlet to go to the Caribbean anymore.
Nope.
Which is good.
I like it, and I like to let them go over the alphas.
Yes.
Let's have a lot of teams make everybody look good here. Let's don't just do
not the
2 or
Ascension,
3.
though.
The Ascension need to win some matches, too. You're right, I know.
So the Shining Stars, which is now the Colognes, again, finally, without Rosa Mendez anymore.
But they brought up Carlito on talking to me.
Yeah, they brought up Carlito. Very interesting stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very weird. But we get the Colognes going to SmackDown. They're already pushing them.
Yeah.
And then Slater and Rhyno, which I don't think they've done anything yet on Raw.
No. The one backstage segment.
But, and then, of course, Sin Cara are going to SmackDown. They're trying to keep him away, as far away as the Cruiserweights as possible.
I guess, I know.
He's just going to be a jobber. We know this already. They're not going to push him. And then Kalisto going to Raw, which I thought, okay, perfect for the 205 Live. And now he's got a dumpster match against Braun Strowman. What in the world?
And last but not least, we had Curt Hawkins, who's the local
we thought here, jobber for jobber.
Yeah, but I guess not.
Apparently not.
But Curt Hawkins will be the jobber. He's
already got knocked out by Big Show. He's the jobber to the stars. He makes superstars, apparently.
Yes, puts them in. When they're in the ring with Curt Hawkins, they end up in the main event. The next
to me, he's doing the Heath Slater gimmick again, calling people out when he did it with the Legends. He's calling people out now, and he did the, I'll give you to the count of 10, and then he got Ty Dillinger out. He called out somebody, got Big Show, called out somebody, got Finn Balor. So,
but Curt, I hate it for him. I wish they'd use him better.
Me too.
But I think he's going to be a whooping boy. And Jinder Mahal, which I think, oh, not Jinder. Why Jinder?
Why do we need Jinder for SmackDown?
But
already, number one contender, which there's a strategy involved. I don't know if you read all this.
Oh, yes.
They're jumping into India now. They've coincidentally, the same night he wins the number one contendership, the same exact week, they open up a WWE shop for India. They're saying that a large majority of their social media interactions are out of India, which surprised me.
It's surprising, but hey.
And then, of course, they got a new vice president of India and everything for WWE India.
Right.
And so, hey, if this is the way to get it going, and of course they got the Bollywood boys, which are now, I think, the
Singh brothers, yes.
Oh yeah, because I'm trying to say their real names. Real names Sihra, but yes, the Singh brothers. But it's weird because after doing the Singh thing on SmackDown, they were on the NXT tapings of the Bollywood boys. Like, y'all got to get it together now.
But it was a dark match.
Still.
I know. I do like it.
I don't know if you saw this, but the Singh brothers came out with another one in a dark match. Came out with another Indian guy named Jet, Jeet.
Singh.
I don't know if his last name was Singh.
Well, there is a Jet Singh out there.
I don't know. They may have changed his last name. I thought it started with an R, but hey, the more the merrier. Made a little faction.
They're going to be able to, an India 4 horsemen. There you go. That'd be nice. And if Jinder beats Randy, that's something different.
It is something different, and it helps. Hey, they're trying to expand, so that's fine. They did it with Great Khali when they were trying to originally expand with India and trying to get the people in from that. So I'm totally fine with it. But
Great Khali can be World Heavyweight Champion.
The Jinder can be. But already, with this, we see that Owens and Ambrose, of course, are staying at a high level.
Oh yeah.
New Day, we don't know what they're going to do with them yet, but I heard they're going after the Usos when Kofi gets healed up.
Well, the Colognes mentioned the Usos as well, so that's the last team they beat. They've beat them before for the tag team titles.
For the tag team titles, exactly. Bray Wyatt, he looks like when he's done with Randy that he'll be on Raw facing Finn Balor.
Yep.
So we've already got something good for him. Rusev and Lana, we don't know where they're going yet with all theirs. Miz and Maryse, they're already, I can't remember who they're feuding with yet. Dean Ambrose, that's right. Which is weird because that's the SmackDown feud they had, and they're starting all over again.
That's the writers for you.
Charlotte, of course, right into
with
Naomi. Nothing for Tamina yet. Alexa already number one contender on Raw.
And Mickie, and that's for Mickie too much.
And then, of course, Sami Zayn going to SmackDown. I think it's a good move.
I like Sami and SmackDown.
I just hope to get something for him.
I think I will. I feel more confident for Sami on SmackDown than I do for Cruz on Raw.
Right. But Apollo Crews is going to be interesting. I mean, if he's going to feud with Titus O'Neil, it's not going to be a pay-per-view match.
Put them together. Let him join Titus Brand. They'd be a tag team. That'd be giving both of them something.
The Colognes already look like they're going for the tag team titles. They're already getting wins and stuff. Slater, Rhyno, we don't know. Sin Cara looks like he's going to be a jobber. Hopefully, Kalisto will go to 205 Live and not be wasted on Raw.
Get thrown in a dumpster.
Yeah, because he's already in my opinion, he was wasted on SmackDown.
Yeah, he was.
And then, of course, Jinder, he's already trying to be main event guy, and then Curt Hawkins still. So all together, I think it's good for mostly everybody.
Yeah.
For 90% of them, it looks like it's going to be nothing but good things for them all. So.
But the lower guys other than Sin Cara is going to have. I mean, giving Jinder a push that he's got, I think going to SmackDown you feel more comfortable.
It's a land opportunity.
It is, and they tell the truth there.
There you go.
Well, that is it for part 1 on episode 134. I'm Mike Hogan.
I'm Justin Kyle.
Let's come on back to part 2 as we talk about Monday Night Wars. November 27th of 1995 to December 25th.
Christmas.
Christmas Day.
Christmas.
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 We'll see in a few clicks.